Hey guys, there's something kind of therapeutic about doing these videos, so I think I'm going to do one on, uh, the Palestine Israeli conflict, because there's a lot of cocksure individuals out there who know just what to do. Um, they know that they have to do a ceasefire. Um, the Israelis are to blame, or not to say that there aren't those that, like myself, who think the Palestinians are completely, well, at least not them, but their military, who have year after year been shooting and probing this missile shield, which they finally got to fail, and also the other horrific, rape, torture, and kidnapping of the Israeli people. All that being said, I do feel for the innocent people dying. Even in World War II, one of our more black and white wars, there were innocent people who died. There were some people who were maybe complacent, and then that was their issue. And then there were just young children who had nothing to do with our modern political system who just died for no reason. And that is an unfortunate occurrence in war. But what irks me is, I think for me, I don't really have an agenda here. I have an opinion. I guess if you want to call anything I have an agenda for, would be the environment. Now, if one thing failed, like if pollution turned out to be a complete fabrication, there wasn't any such thing as pollution, there goes my agenda. I wouldn't double down on it, but or become more of a environmentalist. But unfortunately, that's the facts of the matter when it comes to these kind of things. There's a psychological phenomenon called the backlash effect, and people who have agendas tend to double down, and people who have a sort of zealotry towards their ideological systems tend to double down, because apparently being wrong hurts, and the defense mechanism for being hurt is to just go with the lie. But here's the thing is, I'm not buying the story that Israel's feeding us lies, and that the Palestinian are really just nice, peaceful Muslim people. And granted, I think they have a small minority of Christians that live there, so it's not necessarily Muslim versus, a dominant Jewish. I guess Israel's technically a secular country, but that being said, there's also this outrage machine about social media where it used to be the iron bubble that was what people were afraid of, that if you were a right-wing kind of guy, all your news would be right-wing, etc., etc. But what the algorithms have determined is that positive or negative energy, what matters most is clicking. And so people are clicking regardless of whether they agree with something or not. And as a matter of fact, if you take people who don't agree with each other and smash them together, you're going to get a longer engagement. And so because of that, they have managed to start clashing people together with radical views and thus the backlash effect takes effect, and they become worse. And not to mention that, I heard that there was going to be a peace talk. Biden was going to talk to Egypt, and I'm not sure who else. I'm kind of ignorant in this. I think the Israeli I don't even know the guy's name, and the Palestinian representative, it might have been there. I don't know these names. I'm not. I'm ignorant in that subject. I will admit that. But I heard that because of false reports from social media that they ended up canceling it, and the information was complete. Well, not complete bullshit, but yeah. So anyway, I mean, I don't know what I'm getting at, but I do know that if I'm going to criticize the Israelis, I think if other people are going to criticize the Israelis, first they should walk in their shoes. They have their people. They've been attacked year after year. Secondly, maybe a ceasefire isn't the answer. Maybe a ceasefire could lead to more bloodshed. I mean, letting somebody get away with that and holding on to your people, like that's very emboldening of your enemy. And you're giving them time to regroup, time to have their strategy be formulated, and also I think Egypt was having an issue post their revolution with terrorism and grave robbers and et cetera, and I mean their solution was to completely flood their underground tunnels, just flood it with water. And I mean, I suppose that's better than bombing the crap out of everything. But I mean, people should really consider a complete ceasefire could ultimately lead to more people dying, more bloodshed on both sides. So, I think it's something that people should consider. And also, maybe don't be so cocksure of everything. And if you don't feel that you're informed enough to talk about this stuff, don't. Go ahead and read a book and listen to somebody else, and go to your trusted sources. Hopefully, you'll feel confident in talking about this stuff. I'm not cocksure about everything I said, but I'm no expert, and I think that should be a warning label on this discussion. But anyway, those are my opinions. That's just the way it is. And if you have anything that might change my mind, let me know. All right.